Hello. All right. Yeah. So I've already played a little bit. So we're gonna from where I started off, and super excited. I really love. All right. So basically, what's happened is that my character. Let's see if I can. He's the guy. I can't. Up. It's like right above where my finger is. This guy. That's main character. He's on trial. Used of. So we have to become a great attorney like our friend with a red bandana and save the day. So that's it. So figuring out how to be a lawyer on the spot. That's basically trial. And take it from there. Was it he told you not to mention you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Military man with a baby. Well. Hold it! Ooh. Inspector Arasanaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. Strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Yes, I was working. Undercover? Yes. But a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to take a job there. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Classified police information, which I am not at liberty. However, I can state categorically they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosanada. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly, you would also have been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? What? He's bleeding. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. Kerplong! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say? English woman from the scene at once. Made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. What? But what if this English woman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. Name an English woman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of control. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them is studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young English. What? Man, I can see why you're the chosen candidate. Studied. Huh? You mean... When I removed the woman from... I thought it prudent to check her identity. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. This woman sitting at the professor's table. Certain Miss Giselle. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory in May University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these two witnesses. No mention of her. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. I However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would be missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Oh! Inspector Hosonaga. Sir, you will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom. Utmost urgency. At once. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. I've said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? You gotta think of a good voice for Rinosuke, because he's our main character. What if I made him a surfer bro? Funny, because he's Japanese. They'd probably all sound more Japanese. But the comedy game, where they normally are. I mean, there was a baby a second ago. Look at the guy jiggling on the right. It'll be fun. We'll try not to be. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. And we have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. All right. Save our current progress. Indeed. Okay. Excellent work, Rinosuke. That was superb. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there, you were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimony. I think you might have a natural talent for becoming a lawyer. Get it! It's terrifying! If I go through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. It's Giselle Brett, student from Great Britain. Gee. That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom. Oh, I'm sorry. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seemed. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. Ah! I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. Just after I bent down and picked it up, bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. There you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikitoba. Well, it seems I was wrong. The pair of you make an outstanding team. Indeed, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this modern country. Let's see. Our justice system. Is why I firmly believe send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour of Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? Well, that's your stand. I was afraid you'd feel. Kazuma? Well then, all comes down to you, young man. To me? You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. Oh, I have a personal connection to the case. To think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, do you know the victim? Yes, I did. Probably. Dr. John, visiting professor at A. And it was I invited. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, we're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt you pair will put up a good fight. Right to the Best of luck. Thank you. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. Something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Tsuma-sama.
Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them.
Kazuma?
What?
Thank you. Really.
Before.
Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then
I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. I have faith in you. A lawyer, and as a friend.
coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of truth he is. This is just my battle. Whoever we're up against, absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, okay. Oops, I lost track of my own window. Okay, great. Alrighty. There we go. Alright. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryonosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, this prosecution is, or stripling? I don't know that word. The prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Oh, sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. Nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. You still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, right, Inosuke? What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's options, opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up! Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Interesting. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted again. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder, too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Red. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice and exists solely for the pursuance of... With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. Up. Ooh, let's see. With that in mind, the visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes! Your Excellency! Oh, my. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan from such a distant land. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea! That true? No idea. So... Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? My name is Saturn. I've been undercover. Head waiter.
Yes, yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosanaka, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I?
Your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Reinosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
Guilty.
Oh, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
Lady says her name is Giselle Brett. Comes from a visiting research student and currently in medical faculty.
Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully.
Yes, I agree.
You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Your English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes. It's okay. The court thanks this beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, friend. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says yes.
This could take some time.
So even though she's studying it here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese.
Governor.
She'd like to apologize for disappearing. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university. She had to leave. Interesting. And you're the one who engineered her escape. Oh, special hero. Well now, dear lady,
would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be your resplendent eyes got sight of this wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, frightening, sorrowful sight.
You mean to say...
Yes, hear the lady. Very moment, the accused standing right there, shot the victim in blood.
Order! Order in the court! Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy.
Huh?
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Okay, it's time for some actual gameplay. A frightening and sorrowful sight. Wait, can I press on as the official? Can't see behind my own head. Don't want to be that high up.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that the professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor. They got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning... No! I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all!
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel! I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is gonna believe. Still making the same mistakes, Renosuke. Mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. It's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh, but he's so annoying!
I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady, two witnesses who testified before, and reported back to them. It was decided the spread not involved. I let her go.
Testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however.
So, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today.
Hey?
As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
What do you guys think about that?
I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown. This is moot. Pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to. These are the witness's own words on them. Ah, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. That's not legal. I don't think that's what you want to do. There, Pat. I don't think. That's crazy.
Don't think about doing anything rash, Ranosuke.
But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
Right about that. Means the lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, what we have to prove now. To do so, we need to pull her testimony apart. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
Frightening and sorrowful sight.
I'd arranged me.
Okay, so now we get to look through his statements. Or his paraphrase of whatever she's saying. His translation. And, in press.
Yes!
Information.
After 2 p.m., in fact. It's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Attention!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late lunches are en vogue, isn't that right?
No.
A decisive English no has quite the sting to it. No.
The gentlewoman. Victim's research. Apparently, occurrence.
But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first.
Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence.
Miss Brett and the victim, following the victim's wives. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic! What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is!
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Alright, so we pressed on that statement, but it doesn't seem like there's anything important. Professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only. But why was the professor... Oh, because of his dental. Yeah, he went to the dentist. Set up in the last piece of testimony. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into an argument. Alright, so what's the argument about?
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over and say hello.
Please, don't get angry with me.
No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor.
I'm afraid your words are in vain.
Right?
Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all speak English.
I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, huh?
Well, That beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that'll unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to the seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. Next time you got up after that, when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. And not long afterwards, took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
Yes!
That definitely didn't happen. Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant,
I can't! I don't know what voice I'm doing anymore. Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand. Oh, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at that time. That highly suspicious lady. That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Dirty? Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy. Seems to me, your accusation is just as baseless as ours. What nonsense. The old lady is merely stating what she saw. This is already an international time-consuming.
Yes!
It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. Verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. Distinctly remember saying, I'm not. That's all you did? Just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search and... No. Why on earth not? Honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need of any further probing into the matter. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, what's evidence? The lady wishes to point out that, of course, she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. She was in a hurry to get the presentation at the university. She was compelled. Not to mention the fact that your office had to get the woman out of there. Not out of there. I just urged her to leave. Lady out that she had no payment to pay for the scene of the time. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate. I hear it. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up, you could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Bill, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain.
stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform.
I'm dressed exactly the same way you are, except for the flapping red ribbons.
Oh, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction it is. Can't do that. The trial's over. Even you with your thick skull must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room.
Well, I feel half dead already. The fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either.
The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that are slightly off. That opening will present itself. I promise you.
I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination.
You should sound like JoJo. Slightly late, we pressed on that.
Yes!
Unable to eat. Was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at the auto clinic, correct? That's right. Supposed to actually check with the witness before answering.
Miss Brett aware of that fact? Seems. Yes, sir.
So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett?
That's right. The picture you had there shows the table exactly as it was. It's horrifying. I've like lost his voice too.
Exactly as it was.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. I've traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right. Other than some carbonated water.
Just water.
Yes, the professor was unable to. He had been given permission. Water. So it appears, vendors toasted their lunch, glass of water.
Each raised a glass of carbonated water.
What do you think, Ryonosuke, about the witness's last statement?
That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, huh? The significance of this statement will become apparent when the time is right. Defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestepped, counsel. Very well, Miss. Or wait. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official. Repeat what you said to be added to the testimony. Yes, gladly, he said.
That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one.
Which one?
The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase.
I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, right? Okay. I ordered a beefsteak for myself, and the professor and I said cheers. A glass of carbonated water. Okay.
Okay, there's a glass there. Okay. Wait. I've been prohibited from eating or drinking anything but water. About carbonated water. What's carbonated water, not water? I'm gonna press with it.
Yes!
Music didn't change, so I know I got it wrong. Oh.
Yes!
So both you and the professor drank this carbonated water, did you? Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the glasses myself. I clearly remembered. Except you're acting truly a detective. Beefsteak? That was for you, Miss Brett? Eh. The lady says, not customary. Beef here until Japan opened its doors to them. Yes, that's true. What a frightful place. I've heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now that's frightful. Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is? True, come to think of it. First time I tried carbonated water was much more of a shock than the first time I tried beef. But anyway, back to this statement. Somehow, I feel like there's something out of place in what you're saying. Look at his face. We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now. You never know what might lead us to the goal of turning this trial around. Understood, Kazuma. Beefsteak for myself, and the professor and I said cheers. Glass carbonated water. Okay. Okay, a bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. The victim had undergone dental treatment and been prohibited from water. Wait. Here's a crime scene photo. Wait, he said he poured 2 glasses, but there's only one there.
Yes!
That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct, the lady said. Well, it's odd. It's very odd. Dear me. What's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Rinosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. Cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Ah. Quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the table?
Objection!
Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed?
Okay, looks like we're back. Looks like we made it.
Okay. You're quite right.
All right. With that last thing happening, and how long have I? What's my uptime? I've been going for an hour. It takes a toll to talk for this long. This is fun, and I definitely want to do more of it. And I hope someone checks out the VOD, but I want to rest. So, thank you so much if you've checked out the VOD. Let me know if